Hey everybody, CVH here, and today I'll be showing off some gameplay of Midrange Spellsword on the ladder from a recent stream. But before I do so, I would like to talk just a bit about the deck list itself, because I don't really play a whole lot of Midrange Spellsword on the channel or on stream, and you guys might not have seen a whole lot of it as compared to something like Control Spellsword, or even Token Spellsword, which is definitely a more popular, less control-oriented version of the Spellsword class. But there's nothing too crazy going on here. As with most mid-range decks, we're just going to be looking to curve out and play the best thing for every amount of Magicka we have every single turn. That should allow us to get more threats than our control opponents can be able to handle, and this deck, even more so than a lot of other mid-range decks, is pretty good at playing a defensive game against a straightforward aggressive deck like Aggro Battle Mage or something like that. That said, it is kind of agreed upon right now that as far as the curve-out strategy goes, Sorcerer just kind of does it better than Midrange Spellsword, but that doesn't mean you aren't going to be able to get some wins with the deck. As I think I've proven when I played this deck on stream, it did actually go 19-4, and that's not the biggest sample size or the most games that you'd like to judge a deck off of, but I've seen people make some snap decisions about much smaller sample sizes. This deck list, what you can see in front of you, is Einis. He is a notable high legend player, if you don't know who that is. Actually, it's only 96% Einis. I did put in 2 Dragon Tail Sabers because I wanted a couple more 2-drops, because as with most mid-range decks, if this deck doesn't get the board early, we don't really have any tools that get it back. And I mean, we don't have any things that clear, we don't have any cards that clear a card while putting another card on our board. We don't really have any sweepers like Dawn's Wrath or anything. So if our opponent's like 2 or 3 cards ahead of us on board, we're probably not going to get that board back. And we don't have a lot of direct damage at all. We don't have Cliff Racers or Lightning Bolts. So those are some weaknesses of playing this mid-range strategy in the Spellsword class. As for the card choices themselves, we do have a pretty normal array of 2-drops besides the addition of the Dragon Tail Saviors, the Burma Profiteers, Kvatch Soldiers, and Windkeep Spellsword. Kvatch being very good right now because of the prevalence of Goblin Skulk and it just being a reasonable 2-drop by itself. 2 Executes, we're not focused on the control game plan, but the Execute card is just really good. 3 Dark Guardians and 3 Dawnstar Healers. Now these are, I think, some of the reasons I like this class in this deck. This deck, like I mentioned, has to play a more defensive game against aggro, because if we just try to race them and they race us, they're going to deal damage at a faster pace than we're going to be able to. So the Dark Guardian, we've seen this in Sorcerer decks already for good reason. Fantastic defensive tool, and Dawnstar Healer, you can play it on 3 pretty reasonably as a 3/3 against your control opponent and just start smacking them with it, but the effect is insane. It won many games during the stream in my run with this deck up to top 20 legend, just on the back of Dawnstar Healer. Crazy card in a sort of a mirror match situation. If you're racing and they're racing, you can drop a Dawnstar. I had a game where it healed for 12 health, and that was 1 Dawnstar healer. So yeah, if you wait for the right time and you like hold your attacks back a little bit, maybe get them to 26, drop that Dawnstar healer, and immediately heal for 6 while starting to push, it can easily turn a game around. This card should not be underestimated, and I definitely think you should be playing this card if you're going to be playing Midrange Spellsword. Probably one of the only reasons to do the Midrange Spellsword in the first place, to be honest. Eastmarch Crusader, fantastic cycle. We're going to be more aggressive than not, so the card's going to be live more often than not. Don't really need to talk about Young Mammoth too much, it's amazing. Notably, we are not playing Haunting Spirit, however. And I guess if you are missing like Dark Guardian, this would be reasonable, although I don't think you need another proactive 3-drop. I felt like it was fine, and having these defensive options was really important. Obviously, the card draw is very important as well. Cloudrust Illusionist, amazing Prophecy as a 4/3 body, can stop damage. Most people only think of it in combo with Execute for control decks, and while that is a possibility that does happen fairly often in this deck, it's not the main point. It can also allow us to trade into guards if we need to bypass them effectively without losing our entire board. Dawnbreaker, really solid aggressive card. Edict, one of the best removal options in the game. We are playing 3 jabs because we do want the Prophecy though, and we don't normally have too much time to be playing removal from our hand. Our main goal is to be playing powerful creatures like Hive Defender, Preserver of the Root, Black Dragon. I did cut the 3rd Shadowfen Priest and the Nahagleave for the Dragon Tail Sabers, but you could easily play 3 Shadowfen Priests. I didn't feel like I really needed a 3rd though. Nahagleave is pretty powerful, just a little bit weak to Leaf Lurker and Belligerent Giant, whereas Bone Colossus isn't quite as weak, so that's what I did make the cut there. Golden Saint, there's 2 of in the deck. It's totally fine. This is one of the things you can use to keep your pressure up, and really, you know, Golden Saint and Bone Colossus are really putting the nail in the coffin. You've been aggressive all game. Your opponent's probably going to have a hard time dealing with all of those threats on the board. Now, Blood Magic Lord is probably the most notably strange card in the list, because it is primarily a value card. It is primarily a control-oriented finisher that you see in Control Spellsword, Ram Scout, those kinds of decks. So it does look a little bit out of place, and I thought it might be out of place as well. So I decided, hey, Einie's playing it, I'll test it in this list. I just want to put the Dragon Tail Sabers in, but I'll give Blood Magic Lord a shot, and it was surprisingly powerful. This deck, like I mentioned, doesn't really have face damage and Lightning Bolt and Cliff Racer, so yeah, once you can't really lose the board at all. If you play your Golden State and it gets answered, you want to be able to compound upon that with some more value-oriented threats on the board, because we can't just commit our cards to face damage. None of them really deal damage from our hand. We just have to stick something else powerful on the board and hope it gets the job done. And Blood Magic Lord, they're not going to really expect it in this list unless they've seen this deck tech or something like that, but it did a surprising amount of work. Getting Raised Dead in the late game, we obviously don't want to go into the very late game, but if you do, Blood Magic Lord is the one card you really want to see, alongside like Bone Colossus probably. The Raised Dead is crazy. Drain Life can give this deck some face damage. Corpse Curse can help you in the race situation. Even the 5/5 Guard is fine. If this card sticks for multiple turns, you probably win off the back of it. But yeah, I like this card in this list. Rather slow. It's not going to be a card you ever want to see in your opening hand, obviously, but if you go into the late game, it's not ideal, but this card can sort of finish the game off for you. Obviously, if we were playing blue, we just play Supreme Atromancer and call it a day because that card is way more proactive, but Blood Magic Lord was surprisingly powerful. So hopefully you guys enjoy me talking about this deck like this. Feel free to give it a shot yourself. It's maybe not the most powerful deck on the ladder, but I had some good success with it, and I think you can too, so enjoy a couple games with it. And as always, if you do, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Legends content every day, follow my stream in the description to catch some of these games live. I'll see you guys next time. You won't be able to miss the rewards. It's good, because if there were a way, I'd probably do it. I think it worked through. Keeping all this, it's pretty insane. Oh, it's Furrow. Hey, Mantarok, how you doing? Why question mark? Hello. Indeed. Good to see you as well.
The longer the odds, the sweeter.
Polka Pack will rule the world! It already rules my world. Cheers been messed up? Explain Blood Magic Lord in this list. I'm just testing it because that's the list I saw Ione playing. Honestly, I'm not sure if it should be in there, but it looked pretty sweet, right? You wouldn't normally expect it in this kind of list.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
CVH love rules the world. Execute! Damn.
Too late for you.
The Dark Brotherhood is upon us, and I shall cure it.
How will you review the cards? So on YouTube before, I've done first impressions videos for every week of card reveals, and I might do that again. Open to suggestions though. You can check out some of those for Follow the Dark Brotherhood. I will probably, since this is a much larger set, I'll probably do a full set review broken up into multiple parts, like after it releases, once we know all the cards. But leading up to it, I will probably do the first impressions videos. People seem to like them. That's pretty good here, actually. No, it's not.
I am death.
Don't mess with me.
Sometimes you top deck well and you win the game as a direct result. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Close ranks. Let nothing through.
You think when the packs release, the beta testers will get a bonus? Probably not. I would seriously doubt that. I think that would rather look uninviting to, or look rather uninviting to new players. We got a trade, he has the Tome of Alteration. Why is your magic ring not broken? It's indestructible. No, I really don't know. It's a bug. Visual bug. I might have clicked it too fast one turn. You can find some visual bugs every now and then.
Let's heat things up.
If I attack face, he can tome and trade. I think I'll just trade. We're kind of good on the long game here. Like, what's he gonna do this turn? That's remotely good.
I would protect the Hist.
Thank you guys for the follows. If I missed any of those before.
I am death.
This card is so good against Merrick Battle Mage. Yeah, speaking of whoever asked that, this is Merrick Battle Mage. I top decked him out of the game though. My deck is naturally reasonable against him. Twitch drops are a thing, but not until... he has a good answer. Not until the 14th for most streams. Ghostbuster, thank you for the follow. Spraggle, guy whose name I can't pronounce. Cedar Cursel. Yeah, let's play it again. Should I save my gold for the new set or spend it on the arena? Arena's better rewards objectively, but if the only way you'll ever get the expansion is by spending gold on it, then probably save some gold, but I wouldn't feel comfortable thinking I could get a lot of the cards in the expansion without spending like a little bit of money on a bundle. They might do a new player bundle, or like a celebration bundle for the expansion. I really hope they do. No, it's a pack-based expansion. 150 cards,
Nicely
exactly
done.
like the core set. So packs will cost what they cost now. You can just get the next set of packs.
Hail, friend.
It's very good against Scout. I'll keep it even though we don't have a 2. It's probably wrong.
May you walk on warm sands.
Like, universally, I believe on the 14th. Who brags about getting lucky? You realize this game has like 50% variance, right?
The longer the odds, the sweeter the victory.
I don't understand why... I don't get it. It's 600. It's not even real currency, guys. Oh man. Unreal. What platform is this on? You can get it on Steam now, Jimmy. It's on Steam, it's on the Bethesda launcher. It's on... not on any consoles, but it's on PC, Mac, Android tablet, and iPhone and Android phones coming soon.
When you didn't get a drop because you forgot E3 was on feels bad, man.
I mean, if you had gotten the drop, you'd be a piece of shit, so...
I've got you.
No problem, Jimmy. Scout's the only class I can really play. I hate the Black Dragon cards. Yeah, I don't know if it was right to keep it without the ring or a 2-drop, but we clearly kinda lucked out there. Ooh, that's not great for me. But I will just play Black Dragon into that lane since it's immune to the lethals.
Don't mess with me.
The Dark Brotherhood is a fox, and I shall cure it.
And for 48,000 gold, no Twitch drops. Wait, do you actually have... how much gold do you actually... how much gold is the most anyone has?
The Black Dragon stole 600 gold from my account.
Cringe. Sorry, Olaf. But like the whole point of Twitch drops is to randomly get people... like to randomly give people rewards and encourage them to watch streams. Like what would you rather them do? Give everyone who watches any stream for Legends 1 gold? Then it's fair and it rewards everyone equally, but it's also just really, really stupid. I'd rather, like, because I do raffles in this chat, like, are we going to be that upset? Like, if I decide to give away a pack codes, like, the rest of the chat will joke and say rigged, but, like, no one's actually upset that someone else is having positive variance. That's kind of a shitty thing to do, right? Wow, something went right in your life. I'd probably just mill these. It's questionable.
I am death!
Don't mess with me.
I'm trying to hold it together.
Welcome to the shadows.
I am deaf.
Kill them all.
I mean, you could get mad at someone getting 600 gold to use on the next expansion for their wonderful 6-packs, but I don't know.
Who goes there?
Huh, I didn't play around that. I played around Fighters Guild Recruit.
To serve.
That still works, so I have to do this if I want to keep this alive, which I don't know if I want to do. I don't need the heal. I think I just want to play East March, Young Mammoth, and sack that.
We'll hold, no matter what.
Or just not trade. Alright, I'm doing this. This looks questionable, but I want to try to clear this lane a bit so I can drop Bone Colossus there next turn. This might be too slow of a play. If we lose the game because of that, I'll be kind of sad. How do you report something as spam? I don't know, but I know how to press permanent ban. Huh? Cobra Twan and Supermasters with the follows. Thank you guys very much. Welcome to the stream. Oh man, he's on the same plan. I do have better Twitch TV. I feel when you accidentally ban the real Bethesda account. That'd be a nuts thing to do. I still think it's playing Fighters Guild. We've already seen two midnight sweep arenas, so I'll just do this and this and this and get lucky and not hit anything, and do this and he'll lose, hopefully. If he went double 3-cost support that gains him life when things die, he might have a problem. Maricon getting the ban hammer. AMD something. Yep. He doesn't have the thing. Oh, see you, Lord Buraz. It's been fun.
The hist provides.
Eldenibus, thank you for the host. Thank you for the host that just popped up. I don't know if that's a ghost host or a real host, but thank you. There, we found a good cloud ray. Ooh. Yeah, I'll just do this. Wait, will I do this? Yep.
You must be cleansed.
It should make sense to trade this one in, though. Been watching you and Matt. Got up to rank 5 this weekend. Can't stay to chat, but wanted to drop in and say thanks. No problem, Dave Mustaines. Hopefully you're having a good day. Congrats on rank 5. Push for 4. 4 is the place to be. At least 4. So you reset to 5 the next month. Then you can brag about rank 5 on day 1. It's just the best. So good. We're so close yet so far. Could he stabilize here? Yeah, probably.
Mother of mud.
I could cloud rest that down. I don't know if that's beneficial. I think I'd rather play Preserver. It was mostly Hive over here, yeah.
Mother of mud.
Because Hive blocks those and we can expend it. It's gonna die and trade with those fine, and this has the highest attack value. Cloud rest is not as high as that, so I'll just play what the most power it gives us. It comes out on the 14th. They did a test run for like the E3 showcase, but it won't happen for everyone until the 14th.
Just give me an
I
A.
feel the gap between you and Matt when I can, yeah. I stream at like weird times sometimes. Like today I was recording 2 YouTube videos before I started today's stream. You could have a prophecy. Please no.
Mother of mud.
It has been an engaging hunt. A hard-fought victory.
Have you checked out Shardbound yet? Honestly, I have not. Gotta be honest there. I spend so much time on this game, you guys.